After that, I don't think I need to speak. I think you just shared everything that I wanted to share with you. A pleasant good afternoon to you all. I'm certainly, peacock proud and hyena happy to be here, in spite of the fact that I do have to do a lot of our Jets programming and consider the way the Ravens stole that football game. Invited me here anyway. And even though my heart is with the Dallas Cowboys, and then I'm in Redskin country as well. David found it in his heart to invite me anyway, so I'm certainly happy to be here. And he invited me for a number of reasons. Number one, we had an opportunity to talk about my life and where I came from. And I told him, first off, I'm a mama's boy. Always have been, always will be, only for the simple fact that my life didn't start off like everyone else's. In fact, my parents were 19 and 21 at the time when they were making a drive to Alabama. On the way, my father fell asleep. Car went off the highway, over an embankment, flipped over 10 times. My father was dead at the scene. My mother was in the car as well as my older brother, who was 2 at the time. I was in my mother's stomach, and she was 7 months pregnant. They didn't tell her that my father was dead because they didn't want her to go into shock because of me. I had not moved in a day's time, and they didn't think I was going to make it. Needless to say, I did make it. And I'm here before you today. My mother and my grandmother raised me, and they did a phenomenal job. And I just wanted to say to all of you mothers who may be single mothers, you can make it. And to all you young brothers, you can make it as well. I told David I was going to share some of my life experiences with you, but then I was doing some work yesterday, and a couple of articles came across my desk, and I thought there was something different I wanted to share with these young brothers here today. And as I was telling my friend here, Vernon, I thought I'd change course and give you all the remix on what I wanted to really share with you. It was something that came over my desk, and I was reading it, and it was according to the National Criminal Justice Commission. It said in the year 2020, 63.3% of all black men in the United States from the ages of 17 to 34 will be behind bars. That article went on to say, according to the American School Board, the high school dropout of black boys will be at 51%. And I started thinking about that, and I said, there's something bigger that God has placed on my heart that I wanted to share with you here today, because I saw those numbers, but then when I came here and I saw you interacting with these young men and getting the opportunity to talk to these young boys, I don't believe those numbers. So with that said, I would like for all the young men that are here today, I want you to stand up, and I want you to repeat these words. You ready?
Yeah.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
All across the nation.
All across the nation.
This is going to be
a
great generation.
A great generation.
All right, I want you to say it like you mean it now. Y'all sound so scared. Y'all sound so scared. Listen, there's some people in D.C., some people downtown who need to hear this, so we're going to do it one more time, all right? You ready? And say it like you mean it. Here we go. Spread the word.
Spread the word.
All across the nation.
All across the nation.
This is going to be
a
great generation.
A great generation.
Give yourselves a round of applause. And the reason why I had you say those words is because, and for some of you said it rather reluctantly at first, is because there's a lot of people right now in America that would challenge that very thought, especially when that discussion centers on our young black men. There are many people, not only here in Baltimore, but around this country, who think that, especially our young black men, are unconcerned, uninvolved, not sane, not sober, not sensitive, not committed about any major issue that's going on right now in America. If you ask a lot of people, they say that our young men spend most of their time dropping out and copping out. and popping pills just for thrills, and smoking dope maybe because we've lost hope, and laid back, selling crack, chilling, illin', thinking it's cool, missing school, disobeying rules, going nuts, walking around with your pants hanging off your butt. I mean, this is what they say about your generation. And I want you guys to know, when I say I want you to be a great generation, I'm not talking about being famous or being well known. You know, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said these words. He said, everyone can't be famous because everyone can't be well known, but everyone can be great because everybody can serve. A great generation. A great generation is those young men who are concerned with those who are lost. They understand the meaning of love. And to your mothers, I want you to understand that when you give these young men unconditional love, I'm talking about that agape love, you're actually helping create their identity in their character. Because if you show them unconditional love and let them know that they're special, they're going to walk like they're special. They're going to act like they're special no matter what people say about them. A great generation understands the meaning of love. Great generation is educationally able, politically astute. Every last one of you young men at the age of 18 should be registered to vote. Socially active, and more importantly, spiritually sound. That's a great generation. The challenge for you is to be great. To accept the challenge of your day, and of course make this world a better place. But I also wanted to challenge you just for a moment here in Baltimore to make sure that your goal is to make the world a better place. And make sure that you're just not concerned about yourself. A great generation is not concerned about getting one of those fat homes in the suburbs, but housing for all. A great generation. Great generation is young men like yourselves who go on to college and become lawyers, not just so you can get a judgeship somewhere, but justice for all. That's a great generation. A great generation are young men who go to college, major in education, and they teach for life, not just for a living. Great generation are men, even young women, who go on to college, major in medicine, become doctors and dentists, not just for personal wealth, but for public health. That's a great generation. So that's why I came here to Baltimore and wanted you to say those words. Spread the word all across the nation that this is going to be a great generation. And I also wanted to let you know that there are going to be some choices that you're going to have to make. And you're going to have to take control of your life. You know, as I travel, I get to meet a lot of students, get to meet a lot of young people. And some of them tell me, you know, Brian, I'm going on to college like yourself. I may be going to Hampton University. I may be going to Howard, going to Morgan State. And I find out that some of those people who tell me that are majoring in the minor things in life. And some of them are minoring in their majors. Some people, even when I went to Hampton University, came up to me and said, you know what, I'm going to have a double major. I'm a major in accounting and business. And all they did was walk around campus, take account of everything that was going on and got into everybody's business. They said, you know what, I'm going to major and become a lawyer. And all they did was walk around judging everybody. They said, you know, I think I'm going to major in mathematics. I'm good with numbers. But when it came down to taking the test, they had to count on somebody else. They weren't serious and hadn't taken control of their life. They said, you know, I think I'm going to be a doctor, major in medicine, and all they did was walk around making everybody sick. It was crazy. But they weren't in control of their life. So as I close, I certainly wanted to challenge you all to become a great generation. I wanted you to think about not just house,